I love early mornings. Couldn't be better time of day. We're making brunch today and we absolutely have to have fresh eggs. They laid well?
Yes, I've been busy.
That's what we like to see.
That's for sure, yeah.
It's so important to get your eggs really, really fresh and from a well-fed chook.
Hi, lovey, how are you? Can I have a coffee, please? Thanks. Maggie might really like the morning, but I have to be brutally honest, I hate it. The new stuff isn't on there, like some of that. Hey, Sunshine, can you change that? It's crusty. The smell of toasted rubber. I'm the chef. Thank you. Oh, I'll talk to Ernie. That's it for breakfast, so I'm off to do brunch with Maggie. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, how are you going?
I'm well, how are you?
Oh, I didn't think you'd make it.
Oh, I've had a big morning, but I made it.
How many breakfasts have you already done?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. What are we doing?
Well, I've got these beautiful fresh eggs, and I thought scrambled eggs, a really gentle brunch. You don't have to do much.
Okay. Well, I knew we were doing eggs, so I've kind of jumped a little bit here. Maybe I'll show you later.
Ah.
I've got a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Yeah, a big surprise. It might be a bit inaccessible, but once a year, you know, you got to do these things, so...
Well, how long do I have to wait for it?
Oh, all right, I'll show you then. I've got these little, I got this white truffle.
Gosh.
And so I put him down into these eggs.
You extravagant so-and-so.
So give that baby a whiff.
I love that.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Wonderful.
That's my dinner, because I'm greedy. But I'm going to cook these eggs up for you.
And so you've got all that truffle essence sort
of...
of...
Yeah, well, hopefully. Let's give it a shot.
Encased in the plastic. Oh, gosh.
It's really come through, hasn't it?
It's almost mind-blowing.
Yeah, because they just suck it in. They just suck the truffle flavour.
Heavens. In fact, the truffle flavour in there is even more than here because it's been encased in its own little vacuum.
They're little sponges.
Gosh, that's amazing.
And we've even got the tacky egg cups, but the...
I love the egg cups.
Crowning glory...
I should have invited my grandchildren, shouldn't I?
For some truffled eggs and some white sturgeon unpasteurised caviar.
You're joking. It's not every day we get this. That's fantastic.
I know it's not exactly... It's my little present, all right?
Well, I think that's beautiful, Simon, but mine's going to be really, really much simpler. I'm just doing scrambled eggs and I was just going to put a bit of orange zest in it.
I've never had them with orange.
And I'm doing 6 eggs for 2 people because, you know, this is my way of being indulgent. And you've got to have cream. I never, ever put milk.
You know, Elizabeth David wrote a whole, chapter just on omelettes.
Did she?
Yeah.
You know, thinking of the Elizabeth David book, when we married so many years ago, I was given 2 books. One was Elizabeth David and one was Cooking for Brides with cartoon characters by Ted Maloney. And he suggested the really exotic thing to do for the newly married bride was to put orange in the scrambled eggs. And we've been doing it ever since.
I've never heard of it, really. But I trust it'll be good.
Well, without the perfect scrambled egg, not even truffles will make a difference.
All right.
Will make it good enough, I mean.
No, that's true. It doesn't matter if you've got the best ingredients.
What's that?
This is my little egg topper, and see,
You're joking. Let me put my glasses on.
Got
What did you do? Crack it.
Yeah. So then just slit. I told you we were going to get silly today.
I don't mind being silly.
Look at that.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the truffle one.
Yeah.
Can I just smell the shell even?
I think the shell takes it as much as the egg, but the eggs really take it.
Yeah, no, both. I mean, when I opened that parcel, it really was. The egg was stronger than the truffle itself.
Oh, it really permeates. I mean, the egg is perfectly porous, isn't it? And that's about the storage of eggs, that if you chuck them in with anything, they'll take the flavour.
Are you doing scrambled eggs at the same time as I am?
Yeah, because we need to end up at about the same time, don't we?
Okay, I'm going to do little knobs of butter too. I'm just enriching my mixture. And I'm putting it in now. Should we try and get it coming out together?
Yeah. See, my way's a little bit different. I kind of beat the egg, but I just fold the cream through because I want a couple of different textures going through the egg. So mine's... because the cream softens down the protein. So I'm going to have lumps of...
It looks a bit fancy. I'm just putting all mine in together.
Well, I like
Is this a race by any chance? Or is it... Whoops.
I just like that thing about texture. I really do.
I do too, but I start off high.
And then you go...
And then I go right down. Okay, what I like to do is get it hot just for those first few seconds where the curds form. And then you turn it down. I have a friend, Damien Pignolet in Sydney, and he spends 20 minutes making scrambled eggs because he doesn't want to spoil the protein.
We always steam them at work.
I never have that patience.
We put them in for 45 minutes in the steamer, but then it's a lot of egg. And then we fold the cream through after probably 30 minutes.
Okay.
And try to get that lump effect. And it's a very gentle heat.
It has to be gentle, but you can see we're both playing with the fire because we have to gauge this heat. Scrambled eggs cannot be done too quickly.
They look perfect.
Okay, it's ready to come out now.
I'll just slip across
And you
there.
see how slippery it is, and you might think that that needed another minute or two. I can tell you, it will just set in the pan. So much so, if you're doing it for a lot of people, the first people will get the best. And I'll put it out on the plate in just a moment. I just want to set it that little bit more because I don't want it to flop out on the plate like a wandering pancake.
But that's what I mean. You've got a couple of textures.
But that's what
I like.
Well, we're coming from the same. We're coming from the same page, really.
And I don't nut brown. I just fizzle for mine.
Ah.
So
well, the nut brown just gives that extra dimension.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
But I'll feel like I'm just copying mindlessly.
Well, we don't want to be the same, do we?
If the butter's fizzling, that suggests to me that I've got 100 degrees, and the egg proteins are going to set at probably 70, average of 74.
So when you're doing breakfast for 150,
yeah.
Do you have someone running up and down with a thermometer?
Oh, we have to for the logs.
Okay,
And
all right.
part of the reason we started steaming the eggs is because then we've got a log on the egg. You know, but more because you get that gentle heat. You've ever tried to cook scrambled eggs for, you know, a couple of hundred in a pan?
200. I can't even conceive of doing 200.
Have you ever had, like, steamed eggs are nice, even in the,
Never even thought of it, but oh, the smell of that. Look at that.
Mine will just sort of like has sort of cooked through. I'm going to get it out of this pan because the warmth is going to kill it off.
And that's the thing. It really just continues cooking in the pan.
I would have liked to have stopped just a bit earlier even, but it's all right. It's okay. I want to say that, you know, okay, the truffle's a couple of $100, the sturgeon roe's $100. There is another suggestion.
Nothing's too good.
Oh, I think once in a while everyone deserves a bit of a treat, but the other suggestion would be this gear here, which is whipped butter with all of the truffle trimmings. You can just cook your eggs in that and then maybe chop it with salmon roe.
I suspect I would just eat that out of the jar. Would that be just too awful?
No, not at all. It is it's a good flavour because it's just
fantastic.
all of the rinds and whatnot.
No, that's fabulous. That looks so cute. Can I put mine on at the same time?
Yeah.
Can we go together? Beautiful curds and whey. It's got to be really slippery and shiny, doesn't it? Now, I'm definitely trying yours. Oh.
I love it.
That's fantastic. Try mine.
The orange.
The orange. Take a real curdy bit. The orange really does work.
Oh, that's great. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have even thought about it.
So Ted Maloney's cooking for brides, you don't have it?
Well, no, it's great. It's really good.
The good old egg is really a wonder, and anyone who knows me knows I'll insist on free range. The eggs we're using are so obviously the product of their great feed. No fish meal and definitely no chemicals.
We fill that little cart up. It holds approximately 350 kilograms of our feed. We'll go very slow. We'll never run over them because they'll just skip out the road. We mix the whole lot ourselves and go to woe.
A well-fed, free-range chook is so obviously happy in its surroundings, no wonder the eggs are so good.
Yes, the taste, the freshness, and laid by hens that are not under stress and the way the birds should be. They're very happy birds.
I'm a great believer in supporting my local food producers. And when their produce is hand-collected, graded and packed, and tastes as good as these eggs do, what more could you ask for?
Whoa, these really, really fresh eggs.
Okay,
Free-range chooks.
What are you doing, Maggie?
Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm mucking it up here. I'm going to make oat pancakes, but I want 2 yolks and the white of only 1 egg.
2 yolks and 1 white.
Yes. Now, I've got oat pancakes for brunch.
Yep.
And I promised you a gentle brunch, didn't I? So I've got buttermilk and oats. And normally I'd leave it for 10 minutes before I add the other ingredients.
Well, I'm doing the oat thing as well. I'm going to do my most ridiculous brunchy number, which is the old Bircher muesli.
I love...
And that's not how you say it either.
How do you say it?
Bircher.
Bircher
muesli. But for the purposes of my accent, I will continue to say Bircher muesli all episode. And you substitute that with Bircher.
Well, I've added honey to the oats and buttermilk, and now extra virgin olive oil because we can't start the day without it. And I'm going to put my peaches.
You can't.
I can't start the day without it. I want to poach my peaches, and I've got a sugar syrup here, and I've halved the clingstone peaches, not peeled them because you'll see later the peel will just slip off beautifully. Now I've put the egg in, and now the only other thing is flour, and I'm using self-raising flour, which isn't quite normal for pancake, but I was given this great tip by a friend.
Just to lighten it up a bit.
Yes, and fluff it up a bit too. So that's my batter done, except for a pinch of salt and some ground cinnamon. I would never use packet stuff. Get a cinnamon stick or cassia stick as you chided me.
Oh, no, some of it's cinnamon.
Okay.
But you know the
right.
thing with cinnamon that it should have I think 8 layers. And the strips are long and then they curl as they dry, whereas the cassia is just a single.
I had no idea.
We're allowed to label cassia as cinnamon in Australia.
Well, that doesn't sound like truth in labelling to me.
They're very similar. I mean, cassia is better for pastry recipes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I rather like the...
Oh, they look
the whole
beautiful. The
thing.
big quills when they've got the 8 folds or whatever it is, they look beautiful.
I was given as a gift a quill that this was this long,
Yeah.
and I wondered...
And they're so fragile, you just go poof and they
Gosh.
break. They just break.
You keep on learning every day around this one.
This Bircher business,
Yeah.
You know,
What's going to a hotel for?
I like it. I reckon it's a good thing. You know, he invented it for his sanitarian. Is that how you say it? The
Sanitarium.
Swiss health
Yes.
centres.
They should have just used extra virgin olive oil. It would have been enough.
So the basic process is really simple. You soak the oats.
Are they oats? Your oats look different to my oats.
Yeah, no, they're the same oats, but they've been in the apple juice. But my
Okay.
point there would be, if you ever get the chance to buy that unstabilised oats, they're the business. Because these little guys are being steamed first.
Okay.
And if you get the unstable ones, the unstabilised,
unstable, yeah.
they are so creamy. As soon as they hit heat, they just go to cream.
Well,
They're beautiful.
That really explains. I spent a long time in Scotland, and every morning I was given this beautiful, beautiful plate of oats.
Well, they never
and
stabilise.
I've never had anything like it ever since.
No, the Scots are very unstable.
Oh,
These are the little
dried figs.
sulphur-free dried figs.
Fabulous.
And these are from Lower Hermitage, and they're a goodie. I like
Just
these.
outside of Adelaide, but I've seen a lot of these small dried figs in Lebanese,
Yeah,
Middle
they're mad on
Eastern-
them, yeah.
Middle Eastern supermarkets.
And I've got some sulphur-free dried cherries, and these are up from where the apples grow up there in the Adelaide Hills.
With the stems on them as well.
And then I've already grated it, but a Jonathan. So
Okay.
the main things that matter are a nice creamy sort of porridge.
Yep.
The soaking of with something slightly acidic is important.
So that's where the apple juice or...
Yeah,
or
I like the apple
orange.
juice. I think it's
Yeah.
a good thing. And I think that this nice biodynamic cream is the business and the yogurt is not. But, I mean, if you used a good yogurt, it wouldn't
Do you
matter.
suppose they put yogurt in because they think it's healthy? And
I don't know. I don't know. It's been changed a lot. But a spot of honey, because I haven't got any sugar, and this one's a bushmallow.
it
So,
almost looks like a Christmas pudding.
well, it's looking good now, but it's going to look pretty nasty once I mix it all up. But
Okay.
that's the way it is. You can't get around that.
And I suppose you don't really need a big bowl because it's going to be fairly rich. But we'll have a big bowl because it's for brunch.
I might just dob it with a little bit of cream
Well,
and hit it with this orange juice. And then that's
hot
really...
orange juice, is that what...
Oh, it just sucks in really well.
Okay.
So that's it for me.
So you do that before the guests arrive?
I think so, and
Yeah.
it just gives it that little, you know, you've got apple, lemon, oh, I forgot the lemon. So, and a squeeze of lemon. And that's it, really. Game over.
Now look at this. Look at the colour of these peaches. I've put a bit too much butter in. Could you
All right,
lose
lose
some
a
of
bit.
that butter? The sheen on these peaches, and you can see why I didn't bother taking the skins off, because I'm just going to...
I'll do them, you carry
Can
on.
you do
Maggie.
that?
Cheers.
Thank you.
So where does this originate from?
I have no idea, but it could originate in Scotland with all these good things.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it just originates in families having brunch. Now, I want this to be really nut brown from the butter, so we get this golden hue on the one side. But I've got to make sure that I don't hurry the process, because like all things, if you flip it over too early, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And it's not really
It's looking
sizzling.
suspiciously like a falafel burger.
Falafel burger. This is brunch. This isn't midnight when you've been out on the town or after you finish work. Now, what implement am I going to get to flip that over?
Let's have a look here.
That's
I think you need a gardening spade. but-
Simon thinks I need a gardening spade.
Do you want it over now?
Well, let's have a peek and see if it's brown underneath.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
okay.
perfect. Well, do you trust me, Maggie?
I trust you. In fact, I'd much rather flip it like, go on.
It wasn't that hot.
That is absolutely perfect. I could
It's
never
nice.
have done that. And I think I'm going to slip the skins off. Let's do one more, and then I want to serve it with some creme fraiche.
Pastry card will do it. Beautiful.
And I'm going to put the freshly made one in just a moment on there, and the cool one on top so it can take the creme fraiche. And we're nearly there. Are you hungry yet?
Yeah, I'm ready to eat.
Me too. Whoops. There you go. There
And then
on
pop
top.
that on.
That on top.
And a big blobble.
Big blobble. No, bigger than that. Oh, come on.
That was my
This is
big.
the country.
And you're going to get upset if I call it deep fried porridge, aren't you?
No, I don't mind at all.
I want to give it a shot.
Ah,
I've wrecked your plate. Sorry, Maggie.
I don't mind. I'm definitely trying yours because I've tried mine before.
It's good. It's really good.
It's not bad either.
I really like the idea of ricotta and its uses because it's great for savoury and for sweet. Technically speaking, it's not a cheese, it's a leftover. It's made from the whey, but it's actually set. So it's a twice cooked number, and the name is actually derived from the Italian meaning twice cooked. Ricotta comes in a variety of textures from creamy to crumbly, and that depends on how long you drain the curds. You can buy it fresh or pre-packed, but fresh cakes are always the best.
All I have to do is get this off.
I've
Whoops.
cursed
Oh,
you, Maggie.
look.
No, it didn't.
Oh, beautiful,
I thought
beautiful.
It would.
Just a little moulding if I need it. What are you doing?
I'm trying to slice this watermelon, but I've just put a great big crack in it. But yeah, I'm unashamedly ripping someone off now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I make no apologies for it. Found this one in a cookbook, and a couple of years ago, and I thought I've got to give this a try because it sounds so wrong. It's watermelon.
And you're going to prove that it's so right.
Well, I've done it, and I know it's right.
But watermelon for brunch.
It's just all wrong though. It's watermelon, tomato.
Yeah.
Well, it's
That's
char
funny
grilled
together.
Yeah, char grilled watermelon with tomato and basil.
Okay, I'll make sure we've got
Basically.
this hot.
The kooky little Spanish man that invented this one
Yeah.
does all sorts of funny stuff.
Oh.
It's Mr. Adria.
Ferran Adria.
Yeah,
He was
so-
out here for Tasting Australia.
He was,
Is
and
that
I-
where you got it?
Had the absolute pleasure and mind-opening experience of watching him.
Yeah, I
he's
saw him too.
absolutely
Wow.
amazing guy, isn't he? So it does work, Maggie, but I want you to
I
see
love
what
I
you
love the
think.
way you've got it rectangles rather than round. But look at all that waste. I could do watermelon pickle. Hey.
Just throw it in the bin, go on.
No. Tomorrow though. No.
So,
Okay, so you're oiling it?
bit of olive oil.
This is nice and hot.
Yep, this would be great over coals. I did it over coals and it worked brilliantly. And there's lots of sugar in that, baby, so it's a matter of just getting that
Well, it's a
turned.
perfect time for watermelon.
And then I've got a little bit of tomato, skinless and seedless, julienned
Yeah.
up, and I'm going to salt that down. A little bit of pistachio. I should have peeled them, but
Why?
because they're green, they're pretty green, but I mean, it's
That's
okay.
a bit like broad
That's
beans,
all
that
right.
double peeling.
And then all I have to do is chiffonade this basil up
With a knife or with your fingers?
with a knife. So let's see how we go here. I'll be interested to see what you think of it.
Yeah. I love watermelon, so
I think that should just about do it.
you're trying to cook it through or just
No,
sort of
just-
sear it on the edges?
Just sear it.
Okay.
And just get a bit of
Right.
this blackening happening. But this one holds up really well too. You can kind of like do it and just have it sitting around for a while and it holds up beautifully.
Well, it's going to look really pretty.
It is a pretty dish.
And of course, I'm sort of twiddling my thumbs here because I've got nothing to do other than cut up my pears.
Well, neither have I. I'm just padding it all out here, to be quite honest.
Cutting up my pears, and I've been squeezing them with lemon because I don't want them to go black from oxygen.
Cursed
Oh.
oxygen.
Well, it does spoil so much,
Yeah.
and this is such a cinchy way to entertain, you know, having people for brunch.
The whole day's been easy.
Yeah, that's what we like.
So a little bit of that.
Okay.
It can take pepper as well.
I could imagine pepper on it.
Shall I do it?
Yeah. Put your own slant on it. Go for it.
I feel I have to be true to the man that
Oh,
invented
I'm
it.
sorry. I don't have any such feelings. I'll do anything.
And then
It looks fantastic. So what's in that?
that's just slightly reduced balsamic.
Ooh. Wow.
And that's basically
That's it?
it. And it's kind of like a kooky tomato and pistachio sandwich.
Do you want my last flourish?
Yep, go.
I've got some chestnut honey. Ah, look, I love doing this. Doesn't it feel good?
You need a big honey for that though.
You've got to have a really rich, gutsy honey. Something like Mally might do it.
Yeah.
And, get your finger out. You couldn't have an easier way to share your table with friends, could you?
And to kiss goodbye to summer with a
That's
nice
right.
brunch.
Fantastic. Let me go. Let me taste.
You've got to get a bit of the basil.
You know, he knows what he's doing.
He does.
there's the easiest way I can think of to...
Her this time, it was her.